Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. Happy Monday, y'all. And how was y'all weekend? I know the week just started out, so you're probably still getting a little bit into the groove of things. But yeah, y'all know we got to do our little check-in before we actually get into it. So I need to know, how you doing? How you feeling? What are you up to? How's your week starting off thus far? Do you feel like it's going to be a great week? Did you get organized? Your meals are prepped? Your clothes are laid out? All of that. Y'all let me know all of that in the comment section below. How you feeling mentally, spiritually, and emotionally? And yeah, what did you got going on? Like, what are you streaming? Have you been to the theaters lately? Are you planning on getting out there and catching you a movie this week at some point? Let me know all of that great stuff in the comment section below, because y'all know I love being in y'all movie business, okay? But as for me, I had an amazing weekend. It so went by extremely fast. It really did. It felt like in a blink of an eye. Like, I was like, wasn't it just Friday? Now it's Sunday. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot on my plate for me as well, because I've been trying to think of ways that we can grow and build this community together and get to know you all a little bit better. I've been trying, y'all. I've been in prayer about this. Like, what can I do? And I'm still thinking about that and trying to come up with something to make it a little bit more, I don't know, get you all a little bit more engaged and excited about the videos or something. I did pop in twice over the weekend as in a live. I didn't let y'all know ahead of time, of course, because I wasn't sure exactly what time it would be. So I just kind of popped in and all of that. And that was fun. It was a good experience for me, mostly. Just, getting a hang of things and kind of multitasking on the spot, knowing I can't go in and tweak something a little bit later. So it was fun. It was fun. I appreciated that. Don't know if I'll be able to get around to it this weekend, or even if I would attempt to do it at all for the rest of this month. I probably just stick to doing the videos, because I know that you all are very busy. And yeah, and even though I am busy, I'm like, I don't want to be the only one that's kind of showing up, right? Especially when I got a lot of different things on my plate. And I know you all, you're out there, you're doing your things. I don't hold nothing against y'all. I love y'all. But yeah, that's kind of where I am. Overall, I'm always excited to be spending this time with y'all, talking movies, television shows, all of that. Yeah, we got a lot of different things to get into, but right now we are technically in our countdown to Christmas. So right now we're more focusing on the holiday films, even though there are a lot of different things. I'm like, okay, that may be popping out that I have to get around to, but we're gonna get to it. We are definitely gonna get to it. But yeah, with all of that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started with our special feature today, which is titled A Heavenly Christmas. Now, you can find this film streaming right now on Hallmark Plus, but first, let me tell y'all what this film is about. A workaholic's untimely death leads to her recruitment as a Christmas angel. Her first task is to help a struggling singer use his music to heal old wounds. Now, this was a pleasant surprise for me, y'all. I love a little bit of that. I don't know if you want to call it a fantasy, or because I know it's kind of weird, y'all, when it comes to fantasies. I won't necessarily call it a fantasy, but you know, certain things happen here in this film that you're like, all right, we don't really see that kind of thing happening in reality. Not to say that it does not happen, but we don't necessarily see it, or at least hear about it like that. So it has a little bit of that extra sparkle in there, I like to call it, which captivated my attention. That really had me like in there. I was a little bit caught off guard, which was a good thing, because it kind of kept me on the edge of my seat. It kept me even more engaged in the story. It connected me even more to the characters here. Like, here we meet Eve, and many of us can relate to Eve. I love the way that she is depicted, because a lot of women in today's time, especially single women, well, it's not just single women, women in general carry a lot of different responsibilities. They like to take on a great deal of things, whether you feel like it's right or wrong. They do. They're going to school, they're working, they're running the household, well, taking care of the household as far as making sure everything is all right at home and different things like that. So it can be a lot on women's plate. And many of us can relate to Eve here. She is a single woman, so she does not have any kids. She is not married. But at the same time, she has to take care of herself. She's making a living for herself. She's responsible for herself. So that means she need to get out there and she need to do what she has to do. And Eve does not have a problem with that. She loves working. She loves her job. She has plenty of goals. She's very driven and she wants to be partner. Even though she's up against some great competition, she is working in corporate. So it's a very male dominated place, but that doesn't seem to like deter Eve from doing what she has to do. She is up for the challenge. I love the way that she commands the room. I love the confidence that she has. And she's in a sense, I would say likable, but she has let her goals and different things with her goals and her dreams kind of like overshadow everything. All the good things about her that you may not necessarily pick up on right off the bat, she has that's overshadowing that for her. And she has no idea that it's happening. So much so, she is an aunt. She is very close to her brother. Her and her brother were like best friends growing up. And I could totally relate to that. And so now here she is. And her brother, he is married. He has kids. So she has 2 nephews, and they are always thinking of her. They are always wanting to include her in family activities. They know that she doesn't necessarily have a family of her own. She's just out there taking care of herself. Her job is her everything, but they still want her to be a part of their world. At the end of the day, they see Eve as family. Like, I mean, we can understand it, right? And Eve, she loves them so much, but you won't be able to tell that as much as she puts off her family. She puts off her brother so much. Every time that he calls to have something like this get together for Christmas, I mean, for the past, I believe like 3 Christmas, she has been putting off, like putting him on hold, putting him on ice. Like her nephews, she would give them gifts, but she would have her assistant go buy the gifts and sign her name on there. So nothing is personal for Eve, and in her mind, she doesn't think nothing of it. She has no idea like the relationships that she is kind of putting a damper on, and it's not really her fault. Like I said, she's in this male dominated environment and she's so focused on going to the top, and she's very ambitious and she's very driven. So we get all of that, but at the same time, we see as the viewers like the treasures, the jewels that God has placed here for us to help us enjoy this journey while we're here. We're looking at Eve like, Eve, what are you doing? You're missing it all. You are missing it, girl. Even things that are right in front of her face, she's like totally seeing through it or overlooking it. And it's such a sad thing, but at the same time, it reminds me of the world that we're living in today, where everything is so fast paced. There's so many different distractions. It's so easy to get caught up in all the different things that are going on outside of you. The world is painting a picture for us, like social media, the highlights and the reels of people's lives that we have no idea what truly is going on, but it looks good on the outside. It looks like when you look at other people's profiles, like you should be doing more. Like, what is going on with you? Like, why is it taking so long? And you can get so caught up in that you're missing everything. You're missing the handprints, the fingerprints of God, and the way that He's trying to talk to you and trying to get your attention and to let you know, hey, I'm here. I love you. Come talk to me. I want a relationship with you. I want to see the world through your eyes, and all these different things. And all of that is going through my mind as I am watching Eve run around like a chicken with her head cut off. But you love her at the same time. But although, like I said, she can come off as rude, self-absorbed, very selfish. I mean, like I said, she sees through you. She overlooks you. And then, like, because we're on the outside and we're looking in, we can say, okay, I can get why she's like that. But it did make me think more about other people in our reality, 2025, people who may come off as selfish, as like they're so ambitious that they would step all over you to get to where they got to go. Or if they see a dead body in the street, they will literally walk by, okay, or walk over it like it's not even there. I mean, all of that is like, it makes me feel some kind of way. But when I look at Eve, since I said like we have this outside looking in view here, it makes me think, okay, if Eve is like this, and I can be very compassionate towards her because I know her story. I'm looking at her and it's not necessarily her fault. She doesn't even know what she's doing. And it reminds me of the scripture when Jesus like, forgive them for they know not what they do. And it's so true. Even though in the moment when someone offends you or makes you feel some kind of way, in the moment it's like, you're not really thinking of granting them grace or compassion or anything. You're just like, why are you like that? Is it really that necessary? You don't understand. You just feel like it's simple. What is so difficult about being kind? What is so difficult about slowing down and being patient and putting others before yourself? Like, come on, is it really that hard? That's how you be feeling when you in the moment. But then when you start to kind of say, let me take a walk in your shoes really quick, like I did in this film with Eve, because like I said, she can come off as very, not the kind of person you would want to be around. You're just very turned off by her. So anyways, I was like, okay, all right, Eve, all right, I get you, girl. But it do hold up that mirror before you and you're like, okay, am I like that? What are some things that I'm missing? What can I do more to slow it down, enjoy life, to be present, get out of the phone? If you got to cut off social media, get off all of this stuff and be still and know that he's God. What can I do more to make sure I do that? Because you only get one chance at this life. And when you're so busy living, like many of us are, because it's just so much going on at once and it seems overwhelming at times, you forget that that's all you get. You get that one body, you get this one life, and you need to make it count, because your destination, girl, it's coming whether you want it or not, whether you believe it or not. And this is what we get to see in this film. Eve, it does not necessarily come off as a religious person. Like I said, she's so caught up in all the different things that are going on, but she ends up having an encounter with a life outside of this world. And she wakes up and realizes by Pearl is like, well, Pearl is an angel, and let her know that basically the life that she lived is gone, like just that fast. In her mind, the last thing she remembers is trying to make partner, trying to get to the next level, trying to make more money, trying to make more of a name for herself. That is the last thing that she remembered. That was her last memory. And when she's given this opportunity to come back to earth because of a sweet prayer of a little girl praying in the innocence of her heart, praying for her uncle, that he can just one day be happy, because he's going through his own inner struggles and he needs like his soul healed. And even though he has no idea, her uncle has no idea, Max is his name, has no idea of what really happened to him, why he stopped living. In a sense, it's like he's walking around dead. And here we got Eve, who's actually is dead. And their worlds collide in such a special way, because they both, in a sense, needed one another. Eve had to slow it down. She needed to realize what was truly important in life. And then we had Max here, who needed to realize, hey, even though life may not be the best all the time or look the best, you may not feel the best all the time, it's still worth living. Live while you have a chance to. Don't walk around like a dead man. And so, but it was a lot that Max had to learn. It was a lot of healing that needed to happen that only God could do. There was nothing in this physical world that was going to make it better for him, because he had a great loss in his life on the way to his dream. And that kind of made him feel like, I don't want to go for it anymore. Is it even worth it? The dream is dead because this loss happened. And so Eve was sent back to help bring healing to him, to help show him what is it that he was missing, and also help restore the relationship that he was kind of, in a sense, tearing apart, even though he had no idea that he was doing, having his niece live with him, and even though he loved her so dearly, he had no idea that he was pulling away from her, or causing her to even pull away from him, or making her feel like, am I being a burden? Do you not want me, Unc? And so we got all these different little stories that are intertwined with one another, and it's a very special journey. But I love that it puts us in a mind, which I feel like we need to be mindful of, that'll help us on our journey here while we are here to make it count, is that it's temporary. Like the scripture says, the things that are seen are temporal, but the things that are unseen are eternal. So we know that we only are here for a short time. When in comparison to eternity, this is like a blink of an eye, the life that we're living right now. Even though it could seem like, it's a long time in coming, because we're kind of living in time. But think about it, because we talked a little bit about this yesterday. Think about those of you who are no longer in high school anymore. When you were in high school, it felt like that was it. That was life. You didn't see that there was a whole big world outside of where you were. And the things back then, when you look back on them as an adult, you're like, that was so nothing. Man, I could do that with my eyes closed right now. Get good grades, keep my room clean, and handle these little friendships, being able to discern who's really my friend, who really ain't my friend, and all these little different things that just goes on in a kid's world. Y'all know how it goes. When you're past that stage, you look back on it, you're like, that was absolutely nothing. And that's how we have to be mindful of the time that we're living in right now as adults, trying to navigate our way in this big old world, to know that it is a blink of an eye. It is a journey. It is for a season. And one day, even this is not even going to matter. It's not even going to feel like a big deal. And that is what Eve was learning when she looked back on it all. And she's like, I cannot believe, when she's sent back as an angel, she's looking back at her city, all the things that were a big deal to her, that kind of bothered her, concerned her in some kind of way. She's looking at it like, wow, it's not even a big deal. Like, I wasted all of this time going for this, going for that, trying to beat this person to get to this place. And she neglected all the things that truly mattered. Then those relationships started to come back. Oh, what about my brother, my nephews, my sister-in-law, and when she had a chance to sit there with Pearl, her name was Pearl. Let's sit there with Pearl, and they were looking out over the city at the lights and just enjoying the environment. It was a sweet, lovely evening, and Eve was like, wow, I never even noticed the lights. I never even noticed this beautiful sky, this scenery. Wow, this was my home at one point. And she missed all of that. And it just made me think about, and I'm sure it's going to make y'all think about, like, do you take moments like that to sit down and be still, enjoy where you are, be content with what you have? Don't take for granted the relationships that you have in your life, with whether it's children, family members, nieces or nephews, associates, co-workers, whatever the case may be. And more importantly, our relationship with the Lord. Like, we're so used to, at any moment we can pick up our Bibles or go to church, go to a worship concert if we want it, go to a Bible study. We're so used to that being at our fingertips. But what if one day that was in jeopardy and you didn't have that freedom, that liberty to do so? How would you feel? Did you put enough time into those things? Or were you like, I'll get to it when I get to it. I get there, Lord, I get there. And it's like, no shame, no condemnation to you if that's what you're thinking as I'm talking about this. That, wow, beloved, I really didn't. I really have not been putting as much time as I should be into the Lord, into the things that truly matter, into certain relationships. That is okay, because if you're watching this, that means you still have a chance. That means you're still alive, that God still has an amazing plan for you. So take this moment right now to tell the Lord, even right now as I'm talking to you, it just came to my mind, like literally, I love you, Jesus. Thank you so much for loving me. Take that time to let him know that you love him and practice his presence. snuggle up against him, tell him all your thoughts, your dreams, your goals, all those inner concerns or struggles you may have. Let us stop being so quick to run to other people, to run to social media, to run to AI, ChatGPT, and all these different things to get answers for or to kind of vent to. No, don't allow these things to replace the Lord Jesus, who will always be with you. And he said he will never leave nor forsake you. Don't take these moments for granted. Love on him, allow him to love on you, and be the best that you can be. Make the best of this life, because you only get this one, right? But yeah, I know I said a lot, but all of these kind of different things were going through my mind as I was watching this film. I so enjoyed it because it was real. It hit home for me. It made me do that inner inventory of my life and my thoughts and my behaviors and my mannerisms and how I approached different things. And all of that, I just had to take it all in. So I couldn't wait to tell y'all about this film, because not only you get the life lessons, not only you get the remembrance of our sweet Jesus, but you also get the entertainment as well. It is so fun. You're gonna smile, you're gonna laugh. Eve's character is hilarious in a lot of different ways. Even as she's growing, you feel like you're growing on this journey with her as well as Matt and the lovely angel Pearl, who drops some major like jewels in this film. It's so precious, it's sweet, it puts you in that holiday mood as well. So yes, you're gonna get all of that. Jingle jingle. So once again, this film is titled A Heavenly Christmas, streaming right now on Hallmark Plus. But before I leave y'all for today, we're gonna go ahead and get into the scripture, and we are coming out of, let's see what gift we're gonna open up today. Y'all ready for a little present? So we're coming out of Psalms 40 verse 11, and it reads, "Do not withhold your tender mercies from me, O Lord. Let your loving kindness and your truth continually preserve me." So that's all I have for y'all for this video. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I had an amazing time. I love getting on here with y'all, talking movies, television shows, all the good things. Please remember to leave your thoughts, your prayers, your overall takes in the comment section below. We can have even more conversation down there, especially if y'all get anything that the Lord showed y'all throughout this film or this review. Feel free to tell me about it. I love those kind of conversations. So until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.